I was really excited to bring him in a different adventuring party walking into here. But I think what we are going to do is slap Sartorius into the mix here. Coming up from behind, I think we are going to just kind of throw you in as if you were just randomly searching around and you found this hole and you've heard the fighting. I think that level of ignorance works out quite well for the situation that you will be in. If I can have you roll an initiative for Sartorius, please.
Yep. Did that work?
Yep, it came through. Does that include your... Can't think of the actual class, the pirate rogue bit that gives you extra initiative charisma, maybe?
I'm gonna...
Yeah, okay. It is +4. That works. So, essentially, you have explored this area, dropped a rope down, and you are now running through this area with Sartorius, and we'll pick up with you on initiative from there, but you basically hear fighting to the southeast of you where you're at. And with that, we are going to pick up back in initiative order here, and it's going to go to Ezra.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Oh, actually, one more thing. I'm sorry. Burke. I added an actual icon for your own spiritual weapon because I feel like we completely forgot about your spiritual weapon here. So a few spaces to the right of you, to the east of you, that's your spiritual weapon.
Got it. Yeah, it was in the it was on the other side of the door at some point, and I closed the door, so I sort of thought I couldn't use it, and then the door got collapsed. And
I gotcha. Yeah, just making sure. Like I noticed going through things that you hadn't used it basically since the turn you cast it, so I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't purely because I had the. I think we were using like a placeholder icon, so I just wanted to make sure that wasn't the only reason. And then Ezra, you should be able to see that I created the actual totem for you as well that you can drop now. But other than those little notes there for you all, I think everything should be pretty straightforward here. As far as counters go, the totem's going to last longer than the turn undead, but I don't think this fight's going to last much longer for you all.
I'm gonna try to hit the skeleton to my left with my quarterstaff. And if I remember right, I still have Shillelagh on, right?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, when you go to use... I'm pretty sure you still have Shillelagh set. I think it's a minute or 10 minutes, and it's non-concentration.
Yeah, a minute. But I'm gonna try to hit him. Let's see.
20's gonna hit. And that's gonna kill him. As you smash him with the shillelagh, the club end just completely demolishes its skull, and you see as the magic kind of like fades into like a fairy dust almost, as it like sprinkles to the ground.
And I think that's the end of my turn.
Do you have any desire to do any movement?
Right, I can move. Sorry. Yeah, I'm actually gonna move up to the next to Justin, like 5, 10, yeah, so I can give assistance.
And Sartorius, you will be next on initiative. What would you like to do? You there right now, Scylla?
Yes. So, where am I coming from exactly?
If you see on the screen right now, we are in the far south end of this map. It should be revealed for you. Your little icon is just to the north of their combat, but it's at the very south, almost central east to west relation.
Okay, I was looking up to the left. So I hear commotion and I run towards it. One sec.
Yeah, and you would hear it from the southeast. The actual squares in the picture of the map are not the squares that you're moving on. Just for clarity, the actual squares are somewhat hidden in this picture.
I can see grids as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lighter white grid that's the
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
5
I
foot.
see them. Yeah, so I'm gonna reach there, and that's the end of my turn.
That's just movement.
Yes.
Do you want to do cunning action to dash?
So I technically dashed.
I feel like you should be
Oh,
able to move a lot more than you did.
Okay. So
I think
that's 60,
technically,
yeah?
if you used your action, you could easily get into the actual room. Like if you did 3 movements.
Yeah, I think technically you get 90 feet if you move 30, then dash with your action, then bonus dash with your essentially bonus dash again.
Oh, okay.
If you want.
So is the door open or closed?
The door is off the hinges, so about where you have your miniature right there, you would get your first glimpse of Burke.
Okay. So I'm gonna reach here and assess the situation and ask them if they need help.
I will murder whoever is still measuring right now. That's how you get
Sorry, I thought
killed by a DM.
I thought that was hidden from others. Sorry.
You can select to hide it from others and you don't fuck with me. So yeah, as you get around to that corner, you are going to see the commotion that you've heard. There is a floating... I feel like I grabbed the actual icon for Tempest. So I think it looks like a floating sword of Tempest, like a holy symbol of Tempest. You're going to see a cleric standing next to the door holding his crossbow. Can you describe yourself?
Yeah, Burke's over 6 feet. He's wearing like military chainmail armor, and he looks like he's got his hands full.
You see a rotted creature with gray flesh just kind of like falling off of its bones. And this thing is just in a frenzy attacking 2 other humans. If I can have Justin describe what he looks like.
Sure. So Justin's about 6 feet tall, pretty slender build, dark brown hair, dark eyes, wearing dark clothing. He's currently paralyzed. I don't know if you see that in the moment, but he's got a rapier out, and he's got a short bow slung over his shoulder. Looks like he's wearing sort of darkened, studded leather armor. That's probably about it for him.
And then you see a druid holding his shillelagh directly next to him. Can you describe yourself?
Yeah, male, around 5'4". Fair skin, light brown hair. Pretty not muscular but light, I would say. Wearing leather armors and a robe, and yeah, at the moment using my shillelagh and a shield. A bit dirty, perhaps.
And then beyond them, I guess you would also see the totem in the center of the room. A small, like, wooden bear totem seems to have grown out of the stone and is standing high in the center of the room. And then you see at the back of this room... Is there light there? Yeah, I think there's kind of light. Like, at the very least, there's a little bit of shadow maybe cast across what appears to be a group of skeletons holding bows and fleshed zombie-like creatures, like, standing in the corner, just looking into the wall. And that would be what you see at present. And for now, we'll end your turn at that. We'll have you describe yourself once you actually get into the room. It's going to go to Justin to make a Constitution save.
Still paralyzed.
Yep, your muscles are still stiff, unable to do anything. And I think it's going to go to the one on Victor. Is going to claw at him. $17 to hit. It's going to hit him, and he'll make a Constitution save, and he is going to stiffen as it seems his muscles go taut. He is also going to fall to the ground. Yeah, 1 temp hit point. Yep, he's going to fall stiff and just kind of clunk against the ground. And then I'll immediately go to him, and he is going to cough on his blood as he chokes. And then from there, it is going to go back to the ghoul between Ezra and Justin. It is going to swing on Ezra with a 15 to hit you.
15 hits.
I need you to do a Constitution save, and you will take 8 damage. Slash. Oh, wait a second. I feel like I just doubled up on... No, that one was before Victor. Okay. I just skipped over that one.
Wait, I rolled 2 ones in a row. What the?
Yep. Your muscles are going to go stiff as you also are paralyzed. And it's going to go to Bert.
So I'm reading a spiritual weapon as a bonus action. I'm a little confused. Can I attack twice with this thing?
As a bonus, you can move and attack with it, but you cannot attack twice with it.
Okay. So I think I'm going to... What I'd like to do is attack with my Warhammer and then attack with the spiritual weapon as my bonus action. Is that fine? It's my first time with the spiritual weapon, so...
I think the big thing is getting it 20 feet, but yeah, I don't see why... Yeah, it can get to either of those ghouls. So I would do you and then move it, or move it and then do you. It's up to you to choose that order.
All right, I'm just... All right, I'm going to step up and attack this ghoul. What's on my friends here? With my Warhammer.
14 hits.
And then on my bonus action, I'm going to bring the spiritual weapon up 20 feet. Assume it can be in the same space as me, right?
Yeah, I don't think of them as something that takes a space.
And then I'm going to attack with that.
I think you have to
Which
click it the same way. Just make sure that it doesn't actually use a spell slot when you do that. 17 will hit.
yeah, that's good. No spell slot.
It seems extremely fucked up as entire like chunks of muscle mass like fell away from the bone as you bash into it, but it still seems to be holding itself together as it goes to swipe towards your friends to the left.
Shit. All right, well, that's my turn.
So the other ones are turned there. It's gonna go to Ezra for a Constitution save. You are good. You can now move next turn. And then it's
Nice.
gonna go to Satoris.
Okay. So I'm gonna approach the door. I'll see this enemy in the north, north of me. I'm gonna attack it. So,
8's gonna end up missing.
okay. So
Oh
I'm
wait a
gonna
second. No,
offhand.
that wasn't a roll to attack. I need you to roll
I
like
have to roll an attack. Okay.
11's gonna miss.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my offhand. Still a miss.
All right. If you're, oh wait, you've got 2 weapon fighting. Where? Okay. Roll a d20. Oh yeah. You are going to stab into Victor as he is falling to the ground.
I apologize.
We've all
He's-
done it at one point or another.
He's not here right now, so he can't actually hear your apologies. It's hard
We're
to
all
bamf
sympathetic, though.
It's hard to bamf somebody out of combat when he's literally fighting one of the 2 creatures. And then it is going to go to... Well, actually, now that you're in the room, and 2 out of the 3 people who are conscious have nothing to do but to stare forward at you, can you describe what Sartorius looks like?
So, dirty blonde hair, average height, wearing greenish trench coat. Wielding 2 weapons, and roguish in nature, let's say.
So you all see as this character runs in through the broken door and in an instant is attacking the ghoul that is on Victor and attempting to defend your friend. And then it's going to go to Justin, I think, for another con save. You are unparalyzed.
All right.
And there, it's gonna go to the ghoul. It is going to swing on Burke. I pretty much know that's gonna miss with a 13, and it's gonna go to the ghoul on Victor and Sella. It is going to attack Satoris. I think a 10 is going to miss. And it will go to Victor, who is going to breathe a labored breath. And then it's going to go to Burke.
Is Victor down?
Yeah, Victor is down on the ground, unconscious. And also paralyzed. I guess slightly less paralyzed.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this one that is right in front of me with my warhammer.
17 will hit. 9 is going to kill it as you smash through the skull and it collapses into the ground.
Okay, just give me a second. And then I think with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Victor.
Roll for the healing. He will be at 6 health.
And I'm gonna stay put. Thanks.
Back to Ezra.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to the remaining ghoul and hit it with my shillelagh.
Uh, 10 is going to miss.
And then I end my turn there.
Okay, let's see. So 20.
Yeah, 20 will hit for 11.
And I'm gonna use my offhand as well.
And a crit. For 3 damage.
It's 7. Right.
Yeah, without the sneak attack in this case. I still need to figure out all of the D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay. I see why you're saying 7. Because it rolled each differently.
4 is the original 1d6 plus whatever. At least that's how it looks on my screen.
Yeah, that looks correct. As you swipe into it and stab into its body, it seems to continue to stand forth, but it is definitely extremely fucked up at that point. And it's going to go to Justin.
Justin breaks free of his paralysis, he's going to run over. He's going to glance over at Sertorius and don't know who you are, but glad you're here. And he's going to try and finish off this ghoul with his own rapier attack.
Yeah, as you stab into it, piercing through, you see as its last action is another swipe towards Victor as he's starting to gain consciousness, and just midway through swiping out at him, its arm just goes limp, and it starts to lean its weight, starts to fall onto your sword, as it seems this creature is dead.
All right, and then yeah, I think that's that'll be it for the moment. Yeah.
Do you guys know how many spells he used with Victor last time?
He used Shadow. I know that. Did he use anything else that casts a spell slot?
Yeah, I think he cast Burning Hands once.
Oh, right. That it did. Yeah, so 2 at least.
Word. Yep, he definitely was not tracking spells.
He was
So
just
yeah.
those otherwise elder.
Victor is going to stand as you slay the ghoul that is reaching out for him. And it's time we clear out the rest of these. I'll follow your lead. And he looks to Burke.
Burke's gonna is it Burke's turn?
Yep, it'll go to you from there.
All right, Burke's gonna sprint over
By sprint, you mean
here.
move?
I do mean that. I mean move, not dash, not sprint. He's gonna get over here quickly and attack this nearest skeleton.
Are you actually using your bonus act? Okay, excellent.
No,
Make that attack.
they're just stacked up. I'm gonna do that in a minute. I'll deal with that in a second.
I believe 10 is going to miss.
Okay, and then I'm gonna move 20 feet of my spiritual weapon, but it's not gonna make it all the way over there.
As you strike out at the skeleton, Victor is going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at it.
Maybe the skeleton can. Maybe my bonus action can actually attack from there. That's 20 feet. What do you think?
I feel like you moved it too far. I had it just south of the totem.
That sounds. Oh, did I start in the wrong spot? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Because I looked at it before, it wasn't going to make it. That must be what happened. All right, so that's my turn.
Yeah, I can't remember whether you were south of the ghoul, where it's correct, or if you were south of the totem, where it has to come back another space. I don't think it should be a big deal at that point. But that is a lesson on spiritual weapons. That is one of the hardest things about using them, is casting them in a place where you will continually be able to use it as it goes. So as Victor casts his Eldritch Blast, he's going to slam that creature against the wall, west of it. And it is going to be severely damaged, but it seems to be holding together with the magic present in it. Oh shit. Never mind, it's not taking any damage, because they're all taking the dodge action. So it's going to Ezra.
I'm gonna move up a bit, like this, and then I'm gonna do produce flame and throw it at the same enemy that Burke tried to hit.
14 hits. Burning it for 6. Do you have a bonus action?
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm done.
It's going
Sorry.
to go to Satoris there.
Okay. So I'm gonna also move forward and use my cunning action to reach the enemy.
16 will hit.
This
And as you pierce into it, it is going to crumble to the ground. As the magic dissipates and there's like a slow like fade into the air as the skeleton starts to crumble into dust. Oh shit, my bad, that's a zombie. Still crumbles.
oh, that's my turn.
Word. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. That was a zombie, so that thing should have been hit by Burke and Victor killing it, and then we're gonna have Ezra and Satoris will finish this next one. And then it's on Justin.
I'm gonna move forward. I'm going to try and get take a moment to try and study this bottom right skeleton to try to get
To your insight.
right. Yeah.
I got a 10, so you have advantage.
Just sneak attack, not advantage. But
Oh, word, yeah.
and then I'm going to try and trying out my short bow, send it attack its way. Thankfully, no one was close.
Roll a d20.
I missed that badly.
I mean, technically, Satoris ran past that entire path, so.
Oh yeah, true.
It's the same 6 seconds, and he cleared that same ground. Yeah, I think an 18 will hit him. Roll damage. Oh shit, 9 damage. I think it's back on Vic. Just gonna move forward and again, call out to Burke. Your lead. And it'll go to Burke.
Orc's gonna move up and say the one on the corner. And attack this nearest one.
Nines are going to miss.
He's going to move up his spiritual weapon 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, so he can get onto the same square as me. And I'm going to attack with that as well.
The Eldritch Blast as well is going to miss. So to the spiritual weapon. Ten is going to miss. So I believe with that, all of the undead is no longer turned. Zombie's going to strike out at Satoris with a 19 to hit for 5 damage, bludgeoning. Skeleton is going to pull a sword as it swings out at Burke, missing wide, kind of apparently striking towards the spiritual weapon. And it's going to go to Ezra.
I'm gonna move up just beneath Burke and swing at the zombie to the left of me.
$16 hits. It starts to like almost crumble underneath the force of your shillelagh, and it seems like it's almost ignoring some of the damage as you're like breaking bones. It's still trying to swing with an arm, almost as if it's now like a flail on a chain instead of an actual like bludgeoning weapon. And it's gonna go to Satoris.
Okay.
Eight will hit. And it's gonna crumble as you place the rapier through its chest, and it just falls onto it with the weight of its whole body.
Okay, that's my turn.
You still have movement, and you would be able to bonus action with your offhand.
Yeah. I'm gonna move here.
$22 will hit.
So 5 damage.
As you pierce through some of its bones, it seems close to crumbling, and you can just see as the magic kind of shines to like maintain its presence. And it's gonna go to Jason.
All right. I'm gonna move a little bit, and I'm going to try and fire at the this bottom skeleton. Sort of like shouting for the others to like stay out of the way. I hit Sartorius that last shot.
$19's going to hit. And that one's going to crumble to the ground as the magic dissipates.
All right, and that'll be it. Actually, sorry. Can I use my bonus action to try and get insightful fighting now that's dead on the zombie, the last remaining zombie at the top there.
Most certainly. It'll have 13.
I think probably tie goes to the defender, right?
You'd have to tell me from the spell. Meets beats usually, so I would assume that goes to you, but it's probably worded in that spell.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Let's see, that zombie is going to move to slash out at Burke. It is going to miss with a 10. Victor is going to blast the zombie, and he is going to miss. And then the last skeleton is going to attack. It's going to move forward to attack Satoris. It is going to crit for 2, 5, 7 damage. And then you all have a round of combat. You guys can tell me how you destroy these last 2 creatures.
I think Burke's next, right? Or no? I don't think I am actually. Yeah, no.
Well, I'm just
Burke is
saying.
next.
Yeah, it'll be up to you. But what I'm saying is, you can tell me how, like, the 4 of you kill these 2 creatures, because you don't have to roll or do anything. You guys can just do it.
Burke's gonna smash
I
the
can
nearest one with his warhammer, and then follow it up with his spiritual weapon, sword, chopping the zombies, in 2.
Ezra's
So
gonna be
that's-
swinging.
that's
his
one of
shillelagh.
them.
I did not hear you on that last one, Ezra. I'm not sure if your mic went out.
Yeah, sorry. I think I accidentally pressed I pushed the talk, but yeah, it's like I said. I'm swinging around my shillelagh, hitting the one that's left. Trying to bash its head in.
Justin, Satoris, are you all doing anything to remove those last 2 undeads?
Justin would probably he'd fire another arrow. And just for, I guess, future reference, so I looked it up. It's a contest, so on a tie, the situation stays as it was, so he would not get it on that case.
Gotcha.
That case.
So yeah, the defensive is the meets beats.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of those weird things. It kind of made sense either way to me there. So, you all have removed the undead from this guard post. What would you like to do?
Well, I want to thank the stranger who came in, helped our asses from an ugly situation.
And I'd like to thank him and apologize to him at the same time for shooting him with an arrow. Didn't see you running across there. But glad you're here.
Justin, why'd you shoot our rescuer?
Didn't mean to.
Jesus.
Perfect time to
Oh.
pull it out of his body and show him one of the skeleton's arrows.
Yes, it's just trying to put the friend in friendly fire.
So I'll also thank the team. My previous party has been wiped out in this accursed cave or dungeon.
Well, it's a good thing you found us, else we might have suffered the same fate. I'm Justin, by the way. What might we call you?
Satoris.
Well met, Sir Taurus.
I shall
Yes.
stick
Well,
with you guys till we are out of here. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well met, Satoris. I'm Ezra.
And I'm Burke. We're glad you're here.
I know to each one of them.
You going to eat one of the undead?
No, I'm nodding to each one of them as they
Okay.
introduce themselves.
It's not dinner time.
So now that the zombies and skeletons and ghouls in here have been taken care of, I think Jason would just want to maybe a quick inspection, see if there's anything of catches his eye sort of in the room.
Do a investigation check. As you look through everything, you see further signs that this was one of the rooms where at one point there were dwarves, gnomes, and humans holding this, but among the undead there are actually bodies of orcs as well, further kind of solidifying that this was one of the main battle points where the four forces did battle. And it seems that at some point they all rose from the dead in their own particular ways. As far as finding anything of note, you are able to find some coins around the place, but it's just a scattering of, like, 4 gold pieces and 3 copper pieces.
All right, so I'll pocket those, and then I'll sort of turn to the others and suggest we don't linger too long here. I assume those ghouls may have been attracted by the noise, so want to watch your step. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, you
I'll
don't need to
follow.
tell me twice.
And I guess I would recover the python if that's still recoverable from we tried to keep the door closed.
Yeah, the door fell off of it, so it's simple to pick up.
Okay.
Victor's going to say, I'm pretty injured. I'm not sure how far we can move forward. Didn't the dwarves show us there was a storeroom nearby here? Maybe we can rest?
That's not a bad idea. I think to the northwest a bit, there may be a storeroom. Perhaps we can barricade ourselves in there and catch our breaths for a bit.
So, if I recall from last time, I think Burke had Justin lit up for light, or did you have a torch going? And we're kind of playing off the fact that Sertoris probably would have dropped a torch around this entryway.
My shield is lit.
All right, your shield word.
In that case, Burke, do you want to take the lead? Do our light source?
Yeah, I'm coming. Okay. Here I am. Sorry about that. I was waiting for my spiritual weapon to disappear. I was curious about it. So we'll move up, and we've been in this space before. You hear anything?
I guess as we're moving forward, I'll try and pause and to listen if I can hear anything coming from north of us, heading back this way.
Roll for a perception. As you call for everyone to hold, You hear that same faint sound of the dripping water in this area, the splashing of the ocean to the northeast of you all. Doesn't seem to be any sounds of footsteps. Don't seem to hear any sounds of any other movement. Seems quiet and calm.
All right, so I'll relay that to the party. Lead on, Burke.
Move up another 10, 15 feet. So, Taurus, which direction did you come from?
North.
Is there a battle there to finish?
West. He came
Okay,
directly
west.
from the west.
Oh, you came through the mushroom cave. All right, us two.
No, west. The left.
The left, sorry. Is there a battle to finish
No,
with your
I
crew?
rushed
No?
there. In my fear, I rushed and I haven't noticed anything.
Got it. Well, should we go north, guys? What do you think?
I'd say Victor's idea to find that storeroom maybe our best bet at this point.
Yeah, small rest would not hurt.
I believe it's if we continue north, we'll find it.
Okay, I'm going to move up so we can see up the hall a bit.
Sort of as we're passing by this sort of corridor to the east, I'll sort of just tell Sartorius about the mushrooms and just warn him to be careful if we head back that way.
So as you move forward, the light starts to shine into where it opens up on finished halls, no longer like the open cavern of where you can see in this room like the actual dung and feces of the can't think of what they're fucking called right now, the mosquito things. And you start to see the actual hall ahead of you, and inside of the dim light you feel like you can make out the faintest sign of a door ahead of you, but the halls seem to split both east and west as well.
So Victor thinks there's a storeroom up there? Is that what we're doing?
You all at one point had access to the map from Gundren. And I am bringing it up to you all that you would know that you are close to the one place they basically pointed out that you could safely bar yourself in.
Great. We keep going, Justin. You want to peek around the corner? You want me to just charge ahead?
Let's say just continue on. I haven't heard anything yet. Raised my hackles.
Set my chainmail.
Becoming nearer to that sound. Barely even hear it anymore.
Try to peek around the corner and see if we see anything. East or west?
So looking around the corner to the east and west, you see more signs of these halls continuing in each direction. The faintest sign of they seem to continue on into the abyss of darkness. And you see both east and west has a corridor that also leads to the north. And ahead, as you get a little bit closer, you see that the sign of the door is actually like a now open doorway that you can see ahead of you.
All right. I'm going to take a couple steps forward. Cautiously, as quietly as I can.
You feel super quiet, and both of the rogues just kind of like shriek to themselves like nails on a chalkboard. As some of the light cascades into this room ahead of you, you see signs of like shattered, almost dusty bones that are left all across the ground, and there's just an air of filth emanating from this room.
Perfect. Looks like we found a place to rest. Smells like a toilet. I'm gonna step up so I can try to see into the corners.
There's signs that at one point there was some sort of barracks in this place, but the bedding, the wood, everything that's inside of this room seems to have disintegrated with time.
Justin might, as Burke is looking into the room, he's going to check the door, see if it looks like it's in well enough repair that we could close it and barricade it from within. See if it's still in.
Do an investigation. Door seems fine enough. It's got a lot of like scratch and claw marks from the inside on it. But overall, it seems to be in enough repair that you could at least shut it and close yourselves in.
I'm sorry, but weren't we looking for a storeroom? This was a barracks, right?
It's the
Well,
dwarf.
it was
The dwarf
same
did
location that they
mention-
pointed us at, right?
You can roll an intelligence check.
Me or Burke.
I would say the two of you. Seems like it might be what he pointed you at.
We be smart. Well, I guess we're going in then, if it's safe.
Well, I'll step in. So I want to see the back of the room, if anybody's in it.
At this point, inside of the dimness, you can see most of the room. It seems to be, in general, a rectangle, and there's a slight alcove in the northwestern corner. But from what you can see, it seems to be stone walls in those northern corners. It seems to be empty, aside from this horrid smell that just smells like death.
Might be something in that alcove. Something undead, I would think. I'll step up so I can hope to see a little more into the alcove.
Yeah, I feel like light is 20 feet of actual bright light. That's why I'm describing into the dim and revealing the bright.
Is this a brazier in front of me?
At this point, it's just a collapsed piece of whatever used to be here. Like I said, everything in this room is old and destroyed with time.
Got it. All right.
I think Justin at this point, he might. I'm going to light up a torch, or no, I'll get out my hooded lantern. Have a second light source.
So, assuming you all explore the rest of this room, there appears to be nothing in here. It seems to be an old barracks that has perhaps been sealed off for ages, and just has this horrific smell to it.
So, Victor, you want to sleep here?
I don't have any intentions of sleeping. I don't think I could, but I do need to rest.
All right, let's see if we can secure the place. Lock the doors, wedge them shut.
Because Jason would try to check this. If this is another door up to his left here, he would try to do the same thing, try to see if it's in good enough repair that it might hold something that tries to get in while they're in here.
Yep, it's another stone door. Again, it has claw marks etched into it from quite some time of apparently having something that was locked in here. And with time, you all would be able to sufficiently feel pretty safe that you've wedged everything shut. What is it? Who's got pythons? Who wants to do the actual performance of wedging them shut?
So I've got the pythons. Bert could probably, he's stronger than I am. He might probably wedge them in more securely than I could.
Yeah, I have a couple too. So I'll go ahead and try. On this upper door, do you want a strength check or?
Yeah, just let me have you do 2 strength checks if you're the only one who's going to do them. Feel pretty confident with the first one as you wedge the python in and seal it for yourselves? Second one seems legit as well.
I think we're good. So we're going to take a short rest.
Yeah. Seems like it. Well, we need a rest at least.
Yeah, I'd say maybe spend about an hour here, catching our breaths, finding a few wounds.
So Taurus, that work for you?
I mean, his character is fresh, so he doesn't really need it as bad. I know he took some damage, but...
All right, so that's a nice roll, Mara.
Right? Crushing it. I'm doing Victor right. Got a whole 10 hit points out of the last of his hit dice.
And the temporary hit points disappear after, what, like an hour? Or how does that work?
The temp hit points always come off you first. So unless you took no damage, they're probably pretty much gone anyways. I feel like they're also within the totem's range. So
Got it.
Yeah, it should only be within the totem's range.
yeah, I think they're for that 1 minute and then within 30 feet of it, but you can bounce it. You can move it 60 feet with a bonus action while it's still up.
Yeah, that's right.
Alrighty, so at this point, I am taking 10 gold from Victor, and he is turning that into you. And I am going to have him go back to the Temple of Dumathoin using you as a scout as he heads back there, and I do not have to DM PC. And then it's back to you all, what you would like to do as you finish a short rest here.
I'm gonna ask them what they're doing in this cursed place.
Seems we're a little reticent to give you an answer to that question.
But it seems that if I understand what the spider, I'll tell you about her in a moment. What the spider told us, there's some curse down here. We don't know the exact origin of it, but anything that dies down here apparently is raised back as an undead. I think some of those things we fought were probably some of the former defenders of this place. And those they were defending against. I saw orc, gnome, and dwarven corpses. If we can find the origin of this curse and somehow, I don't know much about magic, but dispel it or destroy it, perhaps we can lift the curse.
I see.
We initially came here with a dwarf name of Gundren. He's hoping to his clan. The Rock Seekers used to be from this place, and he's hoping to reclaim it. But this woman calls herself the Black Spider. She's also interested in this place and restarting something called the Spell Forge. Given the threat of undead, we've agreed that the dwarf, the spider, and ourselves will be working together to try to accomplish that. My guess is that it may be whatever we're looking for may be found in the foundry. We were warned earlier to stay away from the place. That seems to be where perhaps where the largest concentration of undead were from.
Taurus, let me have you roll an intelligence check. You were vaguely aware in your studies and inclination towards the treasures of this land that there was a few extremely rich caves, settlements, and underground locations of note in this area, and that would have been part of why your adventuring group came to these places. But what they've spoken of doesn't really connect any dots for you.
Yeah, plus my party leader didn't include us into the details of what we're doing, of what we were hired for.
Well, this place used to be apparently a very, very wealthy, powerful settlement. Dwarves, humans, and gnomes, well known for creation of magical items using the spell forge. The gnomes were the ones creating the objects. The humans imbuing them with magical power, perhaps augmented by the spell forge. While the dwarves provided weapons and armor. Apparently, there are some rich veins of mithril. Some of these caverns. I guess I would just try to sort of explain to him sort of the other stuff we've learned about the Phandelver Pact and that background stuff. As much as Justin could recall, I guess.
I appreciate the update, the information. I'll see this through with you guys.
Well, any help we can get is welcome.
And to the north, there's another component of the forging capabilities here, and we were kind of warned to stay away from it because it's overrun, but I guess that's where we have to go next.
Well, if that's where the undead seems to come from, and we want to get rid of the undead curse, that seems like the next logical conclusion, at least.
So are y'all ready to move out?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Maybe Jasper will retake the lead. Now he's got his lantern out with some light. Sort of try and scout ahead a little bit.
Locked up our pythons and unlocked the doors.
I think if we take this doorway here, and he'll gesture to the top one, if we take this around and circle around back north, it'll start bringing us closer to the foundry.
So as you start to leave that area, you see another collapsed tunnelway to the north of you there, Justin, and then signs that there seems to be another path up to the north here. Most of the other things around this area you all have already explored, but you pretty quickly gather that this is back where you all entered from and where you had initially found the creeping jelly that's killed you and nearly got Victor.
Okay, well, I'll start leading the way. I think if we head up these stairs, this way.
See, as the stairs go up, it opens up into a wide hall and just an abyss of darkness beyond, but very clearly past those stairs, it starts to open up where the dim light just kind of continues on.
Yeah, so I just gotta restart Roll20 because my entire screen just went white.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'd probably pause at the foot of the stairs and try to listen for anything coming from up above.
Roll a perception check. There's the usual sounds of water that are kind of the background of this entire cavern. You still hear the occasional hammering of the water as the pressure seems to build that blasts through the ocean. But beyond that, there's almost like a subtle clicking to this room. And what it seems most similar to is perhaps kind of the clicking of an insect's feet against stone, just making like a little I'm not sure if my microphone picked that up.
I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
All right. I'm gonna sort of gesture back to the others and just they hold here a moment, sort of indicate that I heard something, and then tell them I'm gonna try and sneak upstairs and see if I can catch a peek, whatever that sound is. I will try to stealthily sort of creep up the stairs.
What's your stealth bonus?
Should be +6.
+6. And what are you doing with your lantern?
How if I put set the lantern down at the foot of the stairs, does the light reach the top?
It's about 10 foot of stairs, so the light kind of scatters upward a little bit, but by the time you're actually at the top of the stairs, it doesn't really help you with it at all.
Okay, so I'd probably keep it with me, otherwise I won't be able to see anything.
So, moving forward, as you start to climb the stairs, slowly approaching each step to make a silent little movement forward, you get towards the top, and as light starts to scatter and reveal the room ahead of you, you start to see signs of stalactites, stalagmites, actual pillars of stone that reach from floor to ceiling. To the east, you can see the slightest signs of another drop-off to the east. This is an extremely large hall. Your actual lantern light doesn't quite reach the opposite end, but you can see that to the west, it's still a smaller opening, as things are roughly carved into that actual portion of the wall. This is more of like a natural cavern, but it is still a large stone floor in a finished way. And as you start to get towards the top of the stairs, one of the stairs crumbles beneath your feet and you kind of fall to the ground. And as you go to re-grab your lantern, you see that there are 2 eyes to the west staring at you and 2 eyes directly north of you staring at you. What are you doing?
So I'm going to sort of curse as I stumble, and then as I spot the eyes, I'm going to call back to the others, and then see if and then try to start sort of with my rapier sort of out in front of me, try to sort of get back to my feet and try to start backing back down the stairs back towards my party.
What are you saying to everybody else?
Yeah, there's something up here. I saw 2 sets of eyes, north and west.
And with that, let me have everybody select your tokens and roll for initiative.
Oh, my token is actually up in the temple.
Oh, whoops. I moved you, not Victor. That was my fault.
Those are some bad initiative rolls.
I was really surprised.
Yeah, my bad, Jess. And I rolled a 1 for your stealth check there.
I figured once the stone crumbled, something went wrong.
There weren't too many good ways to move forward into this room, but that was definitely a unideal time for a Uno.
So just let me know if I would have been able to make it back down to the bottom of the stairs, or if you want me sort of up, still at the top or in the middle, or.
I effectively had you at the top of the stairs, so kind of stumbling would have brought you back to the bottom once you kind of finished.
Okay, so I'm good.
And then I assumed you were going slow because you were kind of covering yourself. So that again, I feel like that's about where you would be.
Yeah, I would have been trying to like backing away slowly, and also after the stair crumbled, just making sure I had to watch my step, so I wouldn't have been able to dash all the way back there.
Oh yeah, that's definitely no bueno. So one is going to be able to get to you, Justin, as it runs by and tries to bite out at you. It's going to miss with a 6 to hit, and it's going to go to Satoris as two of these fleshy, reeking of death creatures just kind of start to leap down from out of the darkness down these stairs, and each of them is like grasping out at Justin, trying to bite down on him.
So am I surprised for that round?
No, you're not surprised.
Okay, because I think.
Oh,
like
my bad.
Satoris-
I put you in the wrong order. It actually would go to Ezra first, not Satoris.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a bit, like that, and throw some fire at the one left of Yasin.
Seven is going to miss.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Then it'll go to Jason. My bad there.
All right, so I'm going to try and get insightful fighting on the one to my left.
It's got a 10.
Okay, so no sneak attack. Going to try and stab out at it. Rapier, sort of as I'm trying to hold the other one at bay with my lantern in my hand.
Uh, 13's going to hit. Striking out for 7 damage.
All right, and just gonna call back for help, but hold my ground. Stuck with the two. I don't think I can get away safely. That'll be my turn.
Okay.
And I'll go to Satoris.
So I'm gonna move into melee and slash at Sky.
$12 just hit. Piercing through for 15. It's looking severely injured as you kind of like stab through its throat, but it seems to still be holding on, trying to bite into Justin's arm.
And then I'll take another swing and miss.
And it will go to Bert.
Burke's gonna charge up, take a swing with his warhammer, not this one that he can reach.
Nine's going to miss.
I'm going to use my bonus action to take another swipe as a war priest.
$17 hits.
How's he look now?
It's definitely looking severely fucked up, but the animating principle of the creature seems to still be holding on.
I think that's my turn.
Alright, so one's going to bite out at Burke. It is going to miss with a 13. And then the other is going to strike out at Justin with a 20 to hit for 9 damage and a con save, please, as it bites into your shoulder from above you on the stairs. Save, you're good, and it will be on Ezra.
I'm gonna frostbite the one directly north of Gaston. It's a con save of 13.
You see as the ice starts to just be absorbed by its flesh. Doesn't seem to have been frozen or damaged in the least bit.
And that's the end of my turn.
And it will go to Justin.
All right, so reeling from that bite attack, but to fend off the paralysis, I'm going to try and stab out again at the one to my left.
Is this with sneak attack?
As long as I don't have disadvantage, it would be, since now everybody's...
Gotcha. 18 will hit. So as it's looking off to Burke, you're able to just slowly place the rapier directly into its spine, and just like butter, you slide right into this thing's spinal cavity, and the creature just goes limp and falls to the ground.
Okay, and then I'm going to I think I'm going to hold my ground there. I don't know if I can get with the other two sort of behind me. I'm just going to sort of hold there, trying to keep the other one at bay.
I'll go to Satoris.
Forward. Try to stab this guy with the pointy end and miss. And then slash at him.
13 will hit.
So in this case, the sneak attack does count.
For 9 damage.
Turn.
More of why I asked Justin there was in particular because I had described that creature as very well damaged, and I was curious if you were going to hold back on it. If you use sneak attack, a hit was pretty much an auto kill. If you didn't use sneak attack, you could have possibly killed it, but it wouldn't have been like guaranteed.
Yeah, but I mean, I only have one attack, so I couldn't have.
Yeah, I was still kind of
after you-
thinking that you might have two short swords. I still keep playing it as if you have that bonus attack. So that was also still partly my mistake there.
I think once we maybe now having seen Sartorius fight with him, he's thinking I might have to pick myself up a couple of short swords to get back to town or somewhere I can buy them.
He is using a rapier and a short sword. He's doing
I
something.
don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
It may not quite register why or how he's doing it yet, but he's definitely doing something a little bit beyond your capabilities. But yeah, those two attacks, unless you have anything else to do, we'll go to Burke.
Can Burke? So Burke can jump up into Justin's spot and attack, right? And then
You can
through onto the
move
stairs?
into somebody's space. It is difficult terrain. You just cannot end your turn in their space.
Can I get here and end my turn in that space?
Yeah, that would be 15 movement to get to that square, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Attack with my Warhammer.
23 will hit.
How's he looking?
That one was still pretty fresh. It had taken damage only from Sartorius' last hit. But after that, he's looking rough.
Can I continue to move since I've only used half my movement?
Yeah, that's why I described it like that. I actually rolled a 1 for his kind of con save as he takes some damage, so he's actually going to collapse beneath that attack.
Cool, I'm gonna pop up there. And I think that's my turn.
Gotcha.
Oh, he collapsed like he's done.
Yeah, I feel like
Got
I've
it.
described it, but just to like reiterate, I've started to use the band of creatures' health. So like very meta-wise, ghouls have 5 to 40 hit points, and their average is 22. So as you approach 22 hit points, if you deal a lot of damage in a single turn, there's a chance that it can kill them. Once you get to their average, a critical hit always will kill them. And then basically once it gets close to that like max hit points, there's ever increasingly difficult constitution saves to maintain life. And that removes the idea that every single creature has the exact same number of hit points, while also giving it so you could randomly kill a ghoul with your first hit. So there's it like is a band of hit points. But yeah, like his 9 hit points was effectively half of its life. Your 10 was dealing a good bit of that same half, taking it to nearly that point, and then it was still below its like average. Rolling a 1 though was a death.
Kind of like a massive damage house rules almost sort of thing.
Yeah, more or less. It's exactly along those lines. When you're doing a creature, like half of a creature's life, or like a quarter of a creature's life, it'll pretty much always take some sort of a save to see if it can maintain that life. That's part of why I said to you, like, if you chose to sneak attack, it was almost guaranteed that you were going to kill that ghoul, because I think that one was at 26 or 28 damage, so it can only ever have up to those 40 hit points, that if you sunk a sneak attack into it, you're almost guaranteed to do that other, like, 12 potential hit points.
Got it.
All right, well, seeing that one collapse, I'm going to keep moving into the room with the balance of my movement to that corner.
Yeah, and you would hear those other two running forward. They wouldn't really be lit until you actually turn and your shield kind of lights them up in front of you. But you would have already heard those two closing into the combat.
And I'm going to shout 2 and oh shit at the guys. I guess that's my turn.
One is going to rush up into you. Another is going to... one's going to move up to you and away from you. And then doing the same to Justin as well as Satoris.
So I'm going to use my reaction to take an opportunity attack of the one that runs past me.
I would use my reaction as well, but I don't know who has to go first or if it matters.
It would be you first. It's
Okay.
happening in the same time, so I want everybody to decide before they see everything. So both of those hit.
It was not a critical, obviously.
I so like looking at it though.
You can see massive amounts of damage as this thing has like an entire like side of its lungs collapse from Burke's swing, and just like a piercing hole through its ocular cavity and out through its skull. But it's like bearing down into you, Ezra. And another one's going to leap over the two of you and close in on Ezra. And with that, it'll go to Ezra.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff, and then I'm gonna hit the one directly north of me.
24 hit.
And that's the end of my turn.
It's gonna collapse as your shillelagh smashes into its skull. You're able to cave it in, and this thing goes limp, falling to the ground. And I'll go to Jason.
All right, so I'm going to shout out back up, like, hold on, Burke. Then I'm going to, seeing the two ghouls rush past him, I'm going to come back down and attack the remaining ghoul on Ezra.
"17 hits for 22.
And that'll be my turn.
It's gonna cut deep into this thing where you pierce through, but you feel just that little bit of resistance as your rapier goes through its spine. You connect with the bone, and it seems like you just barely missed sliding this through its anatomy for a kill shot. And that'll go to Satori. Are you there, Sella?
Is he having mic problems? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I see you going to talk, but your mic isn't coming through.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha now. Moving in, 18 will hit, dealing 12. It's
And
gonna
stabbing him.
it's gonna collapse after the first one. So depending on, I think you move 10, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can't quite get back up to the other one, but you can finish that one off with your first attack.
Yep, stab and slash. And that's my turn.
It's gonna go to Burke.
Burke's gonna attack the one right in front of him. This Warhammer. Any good?
12 hits. Or 11.
Well, that's all the damage I can do. And that's the first time he's been hit, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna stand my ground.
Alright, the one in front of you is going to crit. It is going to do 5, 6, 7, 9 damage to you. And I need a con save.
Not so much, huh?
Nope, your muscles are going to stiffen as you're swinging your warhammer into it. It's biting into your like opposite side, right beneath one of your pauldrons, and you're just gonna smash right through it. And as you follow through, your muscles just stiffen, and you're kind of locked into that position. And that's gonna go to Ezra.
I'm gonna call out to Burke to hang on and move up a bit. Can I move fast? But I kind of strain or just normal?
My bad, you kind of broke up.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna move up a bit. Like this. And I'm gonna throw fire at the one by Burke.
Yeah, I don't think you moved your max movement. It just costs 10 to move over Satoris or Justin there. It'll be at a little bit increased AC as you're shooting over the stairs and past the combat. But you can make that attack. I think you're at 25 movement where you're at if you wanted to move up 5 more. 15 will hit. And it holds on to life.
And I end my turn there.
It's going to go to Jess.
All right, so I'm gonna dart back up the stairs. Just get to here, and I'm gonna stab out at the ghoul on Burke. Oh, he's incapacitated, right? So I wouldn't get sneak attack.
That's correct.
Okay, so
So
in
you
that
want to
case,
do your bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and use insightful fighting.
Yeah, it's a shame you didn't roll right behind Satoris. Because if he's one-on-one, he gets his sneak attack, and then you can move up and get your sneak attack.
Right.
I rolled a 6, so yes, you get it. So you
Okay.
can sneak attack with your attack. 15 hits. And 7. It's gonna just hold on to life, but this thing is decimated.
He's not quite dead. I'll shout to the others. And if I can see those other two, I'll yell to the others that there's more coming.
and then it'll go to Satoris.
Okay. So I'm also gonna follow up. Cunning action. I'm gonna poke this guy.
24 hits for 11. That will kill it.
That's my turn.
Constitution from Burke. You will maintain that paralyzed state as you see Justin and Satoris come forward and destroy this creature. You can't quite gain control of your musculature.
Well, I'm gonna stay right here then.
All right, this one is going to rush into Justin. It is going to strike out with a 20 to hit, and it will be for 9 damage and a Constitution save, as it leaps at you to bite into your throat. That will save. And the next one's going to go for Bert. Son of a bitch. That one had to stop it right there. And it's going to go to Ezra.
I'm gonna move up the stairs. That, and then that. Then I'm gonna hit on straight to the right of Gaston.
Got 7's going to miss.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to call forth a bear totem.
That's always the 9 hit points.
Yeah, because it's my
Your modified
level.
plus level. Yep. So everybody can take 9. I can't think of the word for it, but temporary hit points, and it will go to Justin. You should have the bear totem if you want to drop that where you want to drop it.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it doesn't seem to get it. Or am I just doing it wrong? There, got it.
All right, so I'm feeling a little woozy from that last ghoul bite, but suddenly feeling a bit invigorated as seeing the totem appear. I'm going to attempt to stab out at the ghoul to my right.
Levin is just going to miss.
Yeah, and kind of seeing we're mostly surrounded, not sure I'm going to be able to I could try attempt to disengage, but maybe like try and, I don't know, they don't seem at all sort of afraid of the light, right?
They seem attracted to the light.
Okay, so maybe I'm going to I'm gonna try and toss my lantern over towards the edge of the little edge of the cliff
Maybe
here.
not that kind of attracted. Roll a insight for me. You gather that they are present to the light because of life, and they crave life.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether to try to disengage, but won't really be able to get off good shots with my bow even if I retreat. So I think I have to hold my ground for now.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll go to Satoris.
I'm attacking this one as well. So I'm gonna stab him with my offhand.
Which one were you attacking? This one doesn't always tell me. Cardinal direction, southeast?
The one on the right south, yeah.
Alright, gotcha. 18 will hit for 15.
Okay, so this one as well, just ignore the
It's
sneak
gonna
attack.
crumble to the ground with that last attack.
Oh. So I'm gonna offhand the next one. Just ignore sneak damage.
Who are you attacking with it?
The one to my left.
And it'll go back to Burke for a constitution. You are good. You are no longer paralyzed. And it's gonna go to the ghoul.
Can I get a bonus action on that or no?
Nope, it's the end of your turn that you make the con save.
Okay, thanks.
The first one is going to attack Satoris, and it is going to miss with a 7 to hit. The second one is going to attack Satoris. That is going to crit with 8 damage and a con save, please. You are good. And then the next one is going to do... it's going to bite out at Burke for a 14 to hit, which should miss, and it will go to Ezra.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to the right of Justin and hit the one directly north of me.
10 will miss.
And that's the end of my turn.
Justin?
All right, I'm going to attack one of the ones attacking Burke, so the one right above him. Don't know if a 12 hits, but
12 hits. And that will crumble that one.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll give him a nod, but I'm focused on keeping all the blood from the bite from spurting out of my neck.
And I'll go to Satoris there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna now start stabbing the one to my right.
Fifteen. 15 will hit.
And 14 down. and I'm gonna offhand it as well if it's still up.
It is indeed.
Ah.
Roll a D4 and a D20. All right, so you will hit.
Miss.
Yeah, miss, and I'll go to Burke.
Burke's gonna attack to his northwest.
19 hit.
How's this guy look? Nobody's hit him yet, right?
That's correct. For all intents and purposes, you can't tell the difference between the rot that was already there and the damage from your hammer.
And I'm gonna a bonus action. I'm gonna second wind. And that's my turn. I gotta roll that, I guess. But die 10 plus
All right.
plus 1.
Both of the next two are striking out at Jason. The first one, a 13 to hit,
That one will miss.
and then a 15 to hit.
That actually just misses as well.
And it will go to Ezra.
And I'll try to hit the one directly north of me again. See if I hit this time.
Twenty-three hits for 9.
And that's the end of my turn.
It's going to maintain. It'll go to Jason.
All right, and Burke, I'm looking fairly hurt at the moment. We do have the temporary. We do have the bear totem.
Yeah. No, I took your hint, but we have the bear totem, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if you could see my bar. So I am going to attack the one to my left, top left.
Eight's going to miss.
All right, and just hold my ground, so that'll be it.
I'll go to Satoris. Where are you attacking? To the east? I'm not always looking at the screen, that's why I'm asking. Oh yeah, your mic's not working again.
Oh, to the east.
He
I
said to
gotcha.
the east.
12 will hit. And that's gonna kill.
Okay, and I'm gonna offhand the one on
14 hits for 14 damage.
7 damage only.
7 damage. It's going to maintain. And it'll go to Burke.
Burke's gonna attack to his north with the warhammer.
15 hits. 9 more damage leaves it severely wounded, but it's holding on as you collapse its lungs, like breaking all the bones on the side, on its left side.
Jesus. So I'm gonna use War Priest to attack again. Try to finish before his turn.
16's gonna hit. And that's gonna collapse
Double curse smash. That's what I can do for you, Justin.
it. Yeah, I miss with both of those on that upcoming turn, so It was really about to be like a little time walk for you all to get 2 turns in a row. It wasn't gonna last. So you all clean up a few of these corpses. What would you like to do as you finish off another round of these ghouls?
So I'm going to. Sorry, go ahead, Burke.
I was going to take a look at Justin to see how if he's more damaged than I am. Probably cast some healing on him. How you doing, Justin?
I am at 3 hit points.
Before my amazing second wind, you were in better shape than I was. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Justin.
Was that 14?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Rush.
So I'll nod my thanks, Burke. I needed that. These things' bites are nasty.
Hey, how's everybody else doing?
I'm good.
You go ahead.
No, go ahead. I said I'm good.
Just say I'm fine. But Burke, if you want me to heal you, I can heal you. You can save spell slot.
Sure. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, then I'll cast Cure Wounds on.
The only thing that was keeping me up was all those temporary hit points there for a bit. Damn, you're better at that than I am. Thank you.
I wouldn't say that. You healed for 14.
You both have the exact same modifier.
Well, I used the second level. I used this second spell
Yeah.
slot.
Yeah, same
he,
here.
He did the same. Yep.
Oh, nice.
And how many of these things are there? I'm going to try and listen to see if I hear any more sounds now that the battle is finished.
Yeah, as
I'm
everything
focusing-
starts to calm there, you kind of take the time to listen, and you hear like the little bits of their chanting as they use the weave to heal each other among you. And there's silence broken by their actual chants, but you seem to be in at least a lull. And at this point, you can start to gather that this chamber, though is massive, it predominantly goes off towards the east. You can now see a good look over those stairs that most of the ghouls came from. And I don't think it would be absurd for you all to recognize that this is the main hall of Khornbihir. See where the party's gonna move to.
All right, so within this room, is that an actual like corpse up to the north? Is this anything to the left of me? Kind of looks like a sort of misshapen stone sort of thing.
Yeah, depending on how long you all take to explore this room and how you would like to go about exploring it, I can describe different levels. But effectively, from where you're at, you can see 2 stalactites, a column right next to that like corpse, which is a bunch of like bones, and they are very clearly like chewed and destroyed bones, but there's still like a resemblance of the corpse that is there.
Did you go through all those bodies, Justin? The piles of zombie gore?
I don't think there's. I mean, if you like to be my guest, but
Yeah, no, I'm good.
so I probably would maybe try to make my way up towards to check the sort of the chewed corpse, just out of curiosity than anything, or the I guess the pile of them.
You can roll an investigation if you're looking over it. You don't really see much to the corpse itself. Most of everything is destroyed. You can see these like gnawed on teeth marks across all of the bones getting to the marrow. Most of the bones are split and like picked at. There's very little that tells you that this is at one point a corpse, other than like some of the smaller phalanges of the feet and the hands. You can notice like the different teeth and things. There's little signs of what once was clothing on this thing, but by and large, looking over it, this is an ancient corpse, and not much is left. But kind of pushing through some of the bones, you do find 6 coins, 1 gold, and 5 silver.
Okay. All right, so I'll pocket those. We can, I guess, if you want, you can throw them in the party loot perk.
Sure.
All right, should we press on these stairs?
Yeah, can we see anything over that cliff?
Moving further towards the actual cliff, you start to spot that there are a couple of old tables in the center of the room. There's a exit apparently to the north in the central part of the corridor, and off in the gloom to the other side, you can start to see there seems to be another ledge and another set of stairs leading up into what is likely the other end of this room.
Oh, so there's the Great Hall. We're up on the dais, I guess.
All right, so Justin is going to, he's going to suggest everyone hold. He's going to suggest maybe if we have a torch, sort of toss it over the ledge into the room, see if it attracts anything while we're kind of holding up here for a moment.
I can light up a torch and throw it.
Sounds good, Ezra.
I light up a torch and throw it as far as I can.
Do a strength check. I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to say you can have advantage, assuming you do this fast enough with the totem next to you. 10, you're probably going to throw it 15 feet and do little more than light up what I've already shown here. Just in that general idea of you going down there already. You do spot plenty of signs that there was a small massacre at some point. You can see bones cast in the shadow of where the torch is scattering light across this room. But as you wait for 15 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, seems silent and calm. There doesn't appear to be anything else in here.
All right, we'll start carefully moving down the stairs, trying to keep an eye out for any more sort of crumbling stone, and just try to stealthily move downstairs into the room. And I've got my lantern still lit up. Wait.
Just wanna give out that my totem is now out, so if you had any bonus health points, you now lost them.
Kind of breaking up there, but the totem went out. Everybody loses their extra hit points, their temp hit points.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
move in a bit farther into the room.
So yeah, moving into the room, you get a better idea that there is a opening to the north of you. You're vaguely aware from the map from the dwarves that connected to the room that you all initially found Tharden in, as well as it connects to the east to the foundry. To the south, you start to see in the dim light and kind of abyssal black, you can see a little bit of a sign where there's a gap in the wall, and it's a hallway that you are relatively aware of from having seen the map, as well as the stairs leading up another 10 feet on the eastern side of this room.
All right, should we continue on to the east towards those stairs? I'll sort of point it out to the others. Or do you want to check that hallway to the south?
I'm curious about the east.
And there's nothing to the north to see in that little corner.
Does anybody go closer to? It's
I got
pretty
this
much.
close.
I mean, from there, you see a little bit of a sign where it actually goes into like a true hallway, and you can see stairs at the kind of off into the distance, but even the start of the stairs are past the dim light and into complete darkness.
Got it. Okay. We could come back and look at that later, maybe. Can we see up onto the upper level at all?
As you start to move closer to that side, you can like raise your shield a little bit, cast a little bit more light up there, and there's not much that starts to resist it. You gain the first perspectives where you can kind of see the opposite end of this hall on that eastern side, where it's again back to like a rough-hewn cave. You can see that is starting to show up within the dim light from your shield. There is a small stone structure that's just beyond the actual stairs, about 10 or 15 feet beyond there. On the north side of the stairs, there seems to be another corpse, and just inside of the dim light, you can start to see signs of there's another hall to the north of you. Like hall being corridor.
I think we're getting close, so be on your guard. Ezra, if you don't mind taking the torch, I'm gonna have my bow out at this point. Put my lantern away.
Yeah, no, I pull out a new torch. I picked up the last one.
Should I head up the stairs, Justin?
Lead the way. Give a call if you see anything. Try and cover you from here.
Up the stairs slowly and very carefully. Try to get up, look up and over to see what there might be waiting for us.
What's your stealth bonus on Burke? It's just flat.
Yeah, it's disadvantage.
As you start to approach to the top of the stairs, you start to gain a view of this whole little corridor here. And within a few moments of getting a full sight of this end of this hall, you actually start to notice that there is a green glow coming from the north.
And I'm gonna try to let everybody know that from the top of the stairs. And what's this in front of me? Is that a table?
Yeah, that's just like a stone structure. It's more or less a table. It's hard to really interpret what it is at this point, but it seems about kind of like mid-thigh to you. Maybe 3 or so feet off the ground.
Table for a dwarf. Got it. All right, so I'm gonna wave those guys up, and I'm gonna go very lightly over to examine that table or structure.
You can do an investigation. Jason, you notice that that hall to the north of you is no longer just emanating a green glow. It is becoming a bright green light.
Like
Alright,
it's
so I'm gonna-
moving.
Yeah, does it seem like it's moving or just growing brighter? Can I tell?
I'm going from your observant that you notice it went from a glow to a bright light. Like, that's your answer. It's that change happened already.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell that to the others. Don't know what it means, but guessing it might not be good.
Let's put this structure between us and it in case anybody comes out.
I guess I'll sort of seeing as the light has grown brighter. Also, I try and sort of listen to see if I hear any sounds coming from the north.
You can roll a perception check. As you listen, there's the drips of water. The smashing of the ocean is louder. You're getting closer to it again. It almost sounds like someone's carrying a torch. You can hear almost a little bit of the sizzle of fire. And you see a little bit more of perhaps somebody is carrying a green torch beyond that hallway, off in the distance north of you.
So I'll relay that to the others.
Can we hide?
What would you like to do?
I just would crouch down behind this 36-inch structure. Perhaps turn my shield light off.
Any other thoughts from anyone?
If there's sort of like a sort of any little of these like alcoves along the wall, if I can try and sort of like maybe hide in the shadows in there.
You know what? Moving that far, let's see an initiative from you all. This is still you noticing from that perception check, though. Not looking good. So, as you're noting this green torch off to the north and starting to look for places to go, you actually see as a tiny spark of green flame just starts to levitate from in that room. And as it comes forth, you see it sprouting from these red eyes floating in the air. And in a moment, that little dot of green flame is just flying directly towards you. And everybody would see as this tiny little minuscule bit of flame comes forward, and the moment it reaches Justin, the entire space where you all are is just going to light up in a fireball. And I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws. Do rogues have evasion at level 4?
Not yet. That's not to level 7.
Haha, you are not yet immune. Alrighty, so the DC is 13. That means everybody is going to take half damage. You're probably still not going to be stoked to hear what half is, because I rolled 3 5s and 2 6s, among other dice. So 12, 22, 27, 30, 34. Everybody is going to take 17 damage as this green fireball comes forward from the foundry. As it lights the hallway, you see it pass by a few undead creatures that just seem to be standing still in that room. And in a moment, it explodes, searing all of your flesh.
That's Justin's unconscious.
As this perk.
I am barely hanging on, but I'm still conscious.
Same.
So you are the first to react after this fireball goes off, Ezra.
Yeah, I'm right next to yes. I'm gonna cure wounds, Yastin, at level 2. And then I'm gonna move up to Burke. And that's my turn.
That would then go to Justin. You are on the ground, but back to consciousness, feeling the searing, burning sensation all around your body from this explosion. The last thing you probably are conscious of was watching it come towards you from the north.
The hell was that? I'll stand up and I don't think I can see, I probably wouldn't be able to see them.
From what it is at this point, you're aware that the glow from the north, that torch, is indeed whatever the flaming eyes were that released that spell towards you. So I don't think it's absurd for you to have a little bit of light from this creature.
Okay. So I'm going to, if I can see that skeleton that's closest to us, I will sort of, as I get up, take a shot at it. Yeah.
$16 hits.
I didn't do any insightful fighting, so it'd just be the regular piercing damage.
Gotcha, for 5.
Then, not sure if there's going to be another fireball sent. I'm going to 15 of these. My bonus action to essentially dash and try and take cover in this little nook and just shout back at like Ezra, like, help Burke. And that'll be it.
My bad. I didn't recognize that I had that Sartorius was out of order, so Sartorius, you're up.
Come again, sorry.
It's your turn.
So I'm gonna go and try to hide. And wait for them to come.
And then it would go to Burke is down. He coughs up blood. And it will go to the skeleton that Justin just shot is going to snap to life as it releases an arrow to the south. It's going to shoot at Ezra. It's going to miss him, and it will go back to the skull. It's going to shoot out 2 beams of green flame towards Ezra. It's going to crit with one of them, and the other one I think is going to miss with a 14.
No, 14 hits.
14 hits? Oh, that's bad. I think Ezra's going to be down.
Yeah, I'm most definitely going to do right now.
Perhaps more, hopefully not dead. So the first one is going to hit you for 7, 8, 9. Does that down you?
Yeah, it downs me.
The second one is not going to crit you, but it will still hit because it is at disadvantage as you go down. And it will be 9, 10, 11 more damage. That should just be a death saving throw lost. Death save for Ezra. He's going to choke on his blood as he falls to the ground. And it's going to go to Sartorius.
Okay. So now I'm gonna try to sneak. Here. And wait for someone to.
What's your stealth bonus?
+7.
Jason?
All right, so I am going to, seeing Ezra and Burke both down, I'm going to move sort of between them.
I lost you after between.
Sorry, so I'll move between them. So that's, I think, me. If I can grab a healing potion. Did I see the beams of light hit Ezra?
Oh yeah, definitely. They were almost
Okay,
like
so-
2 green, like, continuous beams rather than the little font of light that you saw, like, almost follow you like a little matchstick in the air.
Okay, now I know we used a healing potion the last game. Burke, is that one that we have in the party loot? That we still have that?
Yeah, just one.
So if I can grab that and feed it to Ezra.
It is not on your person.
I think it's on Burke's person, probably. He seems to be carrying all this shit around.
If it's not on you, there's no way you're going to be able to feed it to somebody in the same turn. So you can find the potion and basically have it in your hand.
Okay, yeah, so I guess I'll do that, and then yeah, I don't know if that table will provide any cover, but essentially try to, like, as I'm sort of rooting around trying to find it, kind of trying to crouch behind that table.
Just crouching, or are you going to go prone?
Guess I'll go prone.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Oh, is that the mistake that I made? I wasn't prone.
Oh, you got hit by a fireball.
Yeah, I don't think prone would have helped that.
Yeah, fireballs go around everything. There was nothing that you could do. Once I described that light, you guys needed to bug the fuck out. I started an actual timer to see what you all were doing, and everybody clustered up the stairs together. And that's when I gave Justin the next clue and flipped the timer to start it again. And you all still kind of like hesitated. And that hesitation was the fireball was going to happen.
My turn. Hold on, Burke.
Gurgle. He's choking on his blood, right?
Well, with a nat 1, after a 4, Burke's gonna not be choking. Burke's gonna stop breathing.
Shit.
The archer is going to take a shot at Justin prone on the ground. It's gonna miss with an 11. The skull is going to take 2 shots, doing the same at Justin, also at disadvantage. Does a 16 hit Justin?
Yeah, 16 AC.
Not a crit, but a 16 is going to hit you for 10 damage.
Okay, still just up.
And then a death save from Ezra. He's going to kind of gasp for air. And then it'll be on Certus.
So we have 2 down. What's the rule on lifting someone and running away with them?
Once you pick them up, it's half movement to move them. So you would clear the distance to them. And because there's no reason that they would fight you, both because they're unconscious and then also were they conscious and also friendly, they wouldn't fight. But you essentially automatically grapple them once you go to pick them up, and you move them at half distance.
Okay. Which one's the critical one?
You can roll a perception or a medicine. Roll a medicine.
Save it for now. Okay, I'm gonna grab Ezra. So I'm gonna use my cunning action. So 33. Put him on my shoulder. Cunning action and dash.
So you can move him
So
30
that's-
feet with cunning action and dash.
I jump with him on my shoulder.
You can certainly try.
I'm too low HP to try that.
If you right click
Gonna
once you
move
get
with-
to a turning point, that actually will show you like the match distance.
So I'm gonna drag him all the way here.
Then it's going to go to you, Jason.
Okay. So now I've got the healing potion in my hand, but it's like it's too late for Burke. I'm going to down that healing potion instead.
All right, bonus action to down the healing potion.
And then I'm going to try to grab Burke. And then if I dash and sort of try and drag him away, I think I can get 30 feet, right?
So
I hadn't used my movement yet, so
you
I'd
would be
get like,
prone, so you could get him.
oh shit, that's right.
You could get
Yeah.
him 5 feet with your normal movement, and then you could do 15 feet for your dash.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
use
so
the
you
bonus
could get
to
him
down
20
stuff.
feet movement.
All right, yeah, so I'll sort of get up and sort of grab him as I'm getting up and try and drag him 20 feet towards the stairs. That's all I can do.
The skeleton is going to take a shot at you at disadvantage as you move across everything. Losing the crit should miss with an 11.
Yeah.
As you hold Burke, you don't hear anything. Ezra is again going to gasp for air, and it's on Sartoris again.
So I'm gonna drag him even further. So all the way here, then attempt to stabilize him or check his med situation. And I failed.
Do you have a medicine kit or anything?
Nope. Just checking if I can stem some bleeding or resuscitate him. Mouth to mouth. I should have checked his pockets.
Yeah, you're not able to stabilize him. Starting to mess with some of his wounds. It seems like things get a little bit worse, and he's even more critical than he was, and it's going to go to Justin.
Right, so I'm going to continue dragging Burke down the stairs. So that's a full movement. That's 30 feet. There's not really anything else I can do. I mean, I can try and once I've gotten Burke down the stairs, move over and see if there's anything I can try and do for Ezra. He's in really bad shape. I also don't have a healer's kit.
So wait, are you only dragging Burke part of your distance? Are you using like a bonus action? What are you thinking movement-wise there?
So here is the 30 feet of my movement. Then I'll
Like 15 feet moved, 30 feet like used?
right, yeah. So maybe with my bonus action, I'll dash and drag him another. Sort of like 15 feet near Ezra here. And then with my action, if I just see if there's anything I can do for Ezra.
So you can certainly try. There's definitely a certain level of just trying to do a medicine check at this point is dangerous as well. Like rolling a 4 definitely made it worse rather than better, trying to stabilize him.
I don't have any.
And there's the same risk for you to do the same thing at this point.
Not very good with. Maybe instead of actually trying to do anything, I'll just sort of give a prayer to I don't know, any gods I can think of tomorrow. Just be like, come on, hang on, Ezra, hang on. And
roll a religion check. As you invoke Tamora, grabbing your, I believe you have symbols for 3 different deities, and one of them is Tamora.
I have that scroll that we never identified.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. But you have 3 different holy symbols, right? Joachim, yeah. Tamora, and I feel like there's another one.
I know we found the hell.
Or are those just your deities? Am I mistaking that for symbols?
Yeah, I don't have any like holy symbols on myself. I have the scroll of Tamora. We had found the.
Okay, Soon was the other one. I got you. Yeah, if it's just
those are just my deities that I typically like
gotcha.
Worship.
So as you invoke Tamora, you are holding the corpse of Burke and praying for Ezra, and you feel the sensation of not burning, but a soothing heat on your person, and it's coming from your equipment. That's what you sense at this point. And then it's gonna go to Ezra. A fucking 3. Ezra's gonna stop breathing as well. So, it will go back to Satoris.
Well, not much I can do here. I'm just gonna So 2 are down, yeah?
You've not heard Burke breathe, and Ezra just stopped breathing.
I'm gonna look at Justin and ask him, anything you can do? Anything else can be done?
I guess maybe as I feel the heat sort of start to emanate from my pack, it'll kind of like jog in my memory about that scroll, and I'm gonna sort of try and pull out of my pack, look at it. I mean, I can't read it, but I'll just kind of pull it out and see if it sparks anything. Grab it, try to see if there's anything written on it that I can read, or
This language that has always seemed unfamiliar to you is now glowing in an actual like yellow golden color. As it shimmers in the light, you can actually sense that this magic within is responding to your prayer to Tamora. And as you pay a little bit closer attention to it, you start to understand that this has always been a scroll of revivification. So you have the power to resurrect one of the corpses at your feet, if you want to try to use it.
I think I'll try and use it, and I think probably not knowing how it works, I would probably think that since Ezra expired later, I'll try and use it on him. Works the cleric. I try and use it on Burke, hoping that maybe he can do something for Ezra if I can get him. I think it would have only at this point still would have only been like seconds since we led from stairs. It's all happened really.
Yeah, it's still a mere seconds at this point.
Yeah, so try and like focusing on Burke, I'll try and sort of read the scroll and focusing him and like sort of trying to use the scroll's power. Not exactly sure how I'm able to do it, but try and use it to bring Burke back.
Alrighty. Roll a d20 plus 2. As you start to chant what has always felt unintelligible words, you feel them coalescing almost as if something else were speaking through your throat. And after a few moments, the entire parchment starts to glow and shimmer with a gold and yellow flame. And within a moment, the entire scroll is consumed and dissipates in your hand as you hear a gasp from Burke. You are at 1 hit point, Burke.
Burke's shocked. Tries to shake it off.
I'm gonna sort of like grab him and like try and like turn him towards Ezra's like, you do anything for him? Sort of like desperately.
Yeah, can I tell? I want to put my hands on him and see if I can tell if there's any life there, if he's gone.
Do a medicine check. As you reach out to his body, it already feels cold and lifeless.
I don't think there's much that we can do for him here. I think we have to take him and bring him back to the temple.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Time
No,
to
no, no.
retreat.
And I'll very thank Tamora very profusely. I'll suggest well, Burke's not looking great, so I'll suggest Sartorius and I sort of carry Ezra between us. Just try and see if we can flee back towards the Dumathoin's temple.
How fast are you fleeing, and where are you going?
Back to the storeroom, maybe?
I think we'd have to flee sort of back west through this room, then to the south, back down the stairs. I think we need to get essentially west and north. Essentially back towards the water, towards the kind of where we came in.
Gotcha. Along that kind of original pathway that you all explored?
Yeah, and then sort of, I guess, if we can get there, then back up those stairs, back up to the north and to the temple, northwest. If I can remember how to get there, sort of everything else that's happening. And then as I'm getting close enough that, if we can get close enough that I'll start calling out for Victor to come meet us, essentially.
So, it looks like you all can get there in under 6 turns at full speed. Let me have an intelligence check from you, Justin. Burke can help as well. Do an intelligence check for me as well, Burke. Alrighty. So yeah, you're able to gather enough about where you're going as you're running at full speed, carrying the body of Ezra. You can call out for help as you feel like you're getting closer, and eventually you get a little bit of a response from everybody. And I think we're going to close out with the session as you all enter into the Temple of Dumathoin and are basically calling out for Hamsa to see what anybody might be able to do for you. And that's where we're going to leave things. With you basically carrying the corpse of Ezra between the two of you. And we'll see where that all picks up next week.